Hey adventurers, so today is going to be another book review, and I'm finally getting to my review of Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas. So I read this book in, January, February, so it's 2 months after I finished it now, something like that. But I really enjoyed it. We'll get into my thoughts a little bit here in a second, but yeah, overall I just really enjoyed it. Of course, this is a historical fiction story, but it's also like a swashbuckling adventure, which is kind of more what it's known for. It's a comedy, it's a tragedy, and it's a romance, all combined into one, and it works really well. So let's get into the review. This book is super good. The story is a classic one, and one that really the adaptations cannot serve justice to. There's so much that goes into the novel that adds depth, background, intrigue, and humor to the story and the characters that you just really can't get it all when you're trying to adapt it into a play or a movie or a TV show. TV show, you could get more of it, but whatever the case, I have not seen an adaptation that's remotely close to being as good as the book was. That being said, I did do a Three Musketeers play and had a ton of fun, and I can see where they took the things that they took in that play from the book or from an adaptation, if they were adapting a play from an adaptation of the book. I don't know what they did with the play. Either way, it was super fun to be in the play, and the story is super good in all the adaptations, but it's even better in the book. Everyone knows the classic scenes of the duel of D'Artagnan and the Musketeers, the diamond studs and the ball, and so many others, but most of these are so much more in-depth and important than you realize just from the adaptations. But there's so much in this book that I'd never heard about. The machinations of the Cardinal, of the Musketeers, of Milady, of D'Artagnan, certain events that are incredibly important as well as hilarious, the importance of the lackeys, etc. There's just so many little things that really aren't little because they play such an important role going forward that you set up for them right at the beginning, but that setup at the beginning just continues and continues going throughout the entire book, and there's so much that builds off of those little things that happen at the beginning, and where they end up and how they resolve at the end just is phenomenal. The book was just so much fun to read, and there's so much to it. I don't think it was quite as brilliant as the Count of Monte Cristo, but it sets out to be something completely different and tell a completely different story, and it exceeds in that endeavor. So it's not trying to be this intricate, very smart, witty, well, it absolutely is witty, but this very smart revenge story with a layer upon layer upon layer of plot and hidden meaning behind things, and what does this mean, why is he doing this, and how does this tie into this. That's not so much what the Three Musketeers is setting out to be. It's setting out to be a comedy, a tragedy, a romance, and a swashbuckling adventure, and that's what you get. So it's just because I may not enjoy it or think it's quite as phenomenal of a book as the Count of Monte Cristo doesn't mean that it's bad in any means. It was amazing. I mean, it was a 5-star book, just like the Count of Monte Cristo. It's just different than the Count of Monte Cristo. I will be continuing this series if anybody wants to come along. I originally started reading through the D'Artagnan romances with David Wiley, and we did read the Three Musketeers together, but he has since decided to slow down with buddy reads in order to actually read some of the books that he's extremely excited about, and I can't really fault him for that. I mean, I understand, and I'd do the same thing. But because of that, I'm now just reading them by myself, which is fine, and I'm enjoying it immensely. But if anybody wants to come along with the journey, I'd be more than happy to have them. I already have, by this time, completed book 2 of the D'Artagnan romances, which is 20 years after, I believe is what it's called. And I really enjoyed it. I'll have a review for that one sometime. It won't be for a little bit yet, but I'll get to it pretty soon. But that is my review for The Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas. Thank you for watching an Erudite Adventure. We post videos every Monday and Thursday. We have our social medias linked in the description down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys again soon. Stay warm.